Raj and welcome to this one. Thanks for hitting on that title and thumbnail. And as you can tell by this one is a little bit different to what I usually do. Is should I be worried? Should I have some extra concerns? Should I be stressed, eh? Let's have a look. Now, I think a lot of people would think to themselves that retiring at an older age, at the last stage of life overseas, would be an incredibly risky thing to do. It would be fraught with a lot of danger, a lot of problems, not least of which is you're going somewhere that's completely unfamiliar to you, that you haven't grown up in, that you weren't born into, so you weren't raised in it. So I could see where a lot of that idea would come from and why most people wouldn't actually look at doing this. I mean, it would make perfect logical sense to be in your own country, with your own traditions, with your own food, with your own things, and your own systems that you're used to, that you would do. So that makes logical sense. But as we know, the world isn't logical. Logic doesn't even come into it. Being a random universe and things that happen, logic is usually well down the list. Because most of our decisions aren't based on logic, they're based on emotion. Because we're emotional creatures. For better or for worse, that's how we are. We have a logical brain, but we are run by emotion. Which isn't all bad. As for being, should I be worried? Well, worry is a bit of a strong word. I did worry a lot as a kid. I was a terrible worrier as a kid. But then as I got older and you learn a bit more about life and you see the results that happen, worrying isn't going to help you. And there's a famous Buddhist quote that I think is perfect for describing worrying. And having travelled through Southeast Asian countries and things like that, you begin to pick up a bit of that knowledge, a bit of that wisdom. And I think that's what's helped me the most. That's what's guided me through all of this, and why I'm not a big worrier now. Now the Buddhist quote is, worrying is futile because if a problem is solvable, action is needed, not anxiety. If it is unsolvable, worry changes nothing, only sealing today's peace. So focus on the present, breathe and accept what you can't control. That's perfect. That is perfect. So worry doesn't actually do anything, it just steals from you. Believer that love conquers fear, and I've done a little experiment on myself, and I think it's true. When I first landed in Cambodia 3 years ago, the traffic absolutely terrified me. I had such fear of the traffic and the traffic flow, I was petrified. I would hide in the tuk-tuk, hide in the car, and a lot of times not even look, because I just didn't understand it. But now that I ride a motorcycle here and I participate in it, now I have a bit of a love affair with the traffic. way that is how people move around the cities. All over Cambodia, how they move around. I find a beauty in it now. It's incredible. And when you participate in it and stretch your brain into how it operates, oh boy, you know? So, yeah, so I don't worry about that. I don't worry about the traffic. You have to be cautious, of course. You can't throw caution to the wind and just barrel out there. But if you fit in the smooth ebb and flow, observe all of the ears on helmets, which bring me such joy, you're going to love it. So that's where love conquered a fear. And got rewarded by seeing the beauty in the traffic. I guess if you take anything away from this video, it'd be great if you took that quote. I think that quote would help so many people in so many ways. Because I believe there's such a high level of stress in the world now. And most of it is because we're worrying about stuff that we can't control, or we're not taking action at the things that we can control. So yes, I'm not overly worried. I'm not going to dwell on heaps of negatives and everything that's going on, because all through history there's always been negatives. There's never been a time where everything is perfect. Let me think. No. It was pretty good in the 80s though, but wasn't perfect. Pretty close to it though. I had hair. So let's cover some of those what ifs. Here's one. What if it hasn't got the food that I want? There's supermarkets everywhere through Siem Reap, and this one's a huge new one. Used to be a mall there years ago, and they put a big Encore supermarket there with everything in it, multi-level. So I think you'll find the food that you like. Yeah, but what if I get sick, you know? What if I get injured? You know, like, yeah, what about the healthcare? It's fine. There's pharmacies everywhere with all the medication you need. A lot of it you don't need a script for anyway, like you do in the West. And believe it or not, there's actually doctors and hospitals and dentists here. I've actually been to the dentist here and it worked out fine. I'll be going back again. I did a video on that as well. So, not a problem. Healthcare, don't stress too much. Who knows? You may not die for a long time. You may live okay for quite a while. What's the point of hiding in the West and paying exorbitant prices and not living if you're going to live anyway? You're going to die, so you may as well die somewhere nice and affordable and happy and friendly. Bueller probably summed it up pretty well too. You know, like, life moves pretty quick. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. And I think that applies to here and now. Stop, have a look around and don't miss it. Hey, did you stay to the end? Thanks heaps for that. I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, notification bell, and I'll catch you then. Toodles! Oh, I've gone. Thank you. Enjoy your day.